All right. Hey, everybody. We are live, and I am here with some fellow tribe sisters that are going to join us and share their stories about how they found tribe and what they are using the tribe membership for, and what some of their favorite things are about tribe. So it's so fun to get to hear everyone's different stories and hear about how they use it in their life. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with Miss Dina up at the top and let her introduce herself.
Hey, so I'm Dina Spindler, and I found Tribe actually through a Facebook ad. You just popped up on my newsfeed one day, and it was the sailboat painting that was being advertised, and it was for the Painting of the Month Club at that time, and that was 2 years ago. And I was extremely attracted to the style. Fell in love with the style of that, and so I joined Painting of the Month Club. And next thing you know, I'm at your live retreat in Branson and was a tribe sister about a month later, and here I am today. So
and Dina just got to come here, and we got to hang out in person again. She got to come to my studio for our first ever Tribe Sister retreat. So that is something new that I brought to Tribe just this last month, and we will continue to have more meetups over the next year. So I'm excited about that too.
Yes. That was super fun. That was super fun. Yeah.
And Lori, you're up next. Lori also got to come here for that retreat.
Yay. I am just like Dina. I'm Lori. I found Christy through a Facebook ad a couple of years ago for Funky Summer Flowers, and it was hot and humid and gross outside. And I thought, well, I'm not going outside, so this looks kind of fun. And I did it, and I had a great time. And the next thing you know, I joined Painting of the Month Club, and that wasn't enough. So I was a Painting of the Month Club dropout really fast and went straight to Tribe. And so here I am 2 years later, having a great time.
And now Lori is also one of the mentors in the group. So not only is she a tribe sister, but she's a tribe sister mentor. So kind of like a big sis who's coming in and welcoming you guys. And we love having her be that extra support in the group as well.
I'm a professional encourager.
Yes. And that was interesting. I didn't know that both of you started with Painting of the Month Club and then transitioned to Tribe. So fun to know. I'm always curious how people come into the group because we have a couple different ways. And as I mentioned, workshops, that's the way most people come in, which if you're watching this video right now, you're probably part of a Paint Week workshop with me. But this is how we like to share a little bit more about the group and how I paint. So it's a fun time for everyone to jump in and get their feet wet. So next up, we have Miss Vicki.
Hi. I think it was probably 3 years when I first painted with you. It was also a Facebook ad, and it was kind of like the Field of Poppies, but it wasn't exactly the Field of Poppies. So I have to go back and see exactly what it was called. And I was so drawn to it because I teach art, and I do an art business, but I am really linear in my painting, and I'm really like OCD, and I have trouble loosening up. So it was my first loose painting, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure what I think about it, but this is really cool, and I enjoyed it, but I had to think about it for a while. And then 2 years ago in the summer, I also joined, but I dove straight into Tribe at that time. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. And next up, we have Mary. We have Alicia, who is trying to get back on. Her video kicked her off. So we'll see whether or not Alicia is able to join us. But Mary, you are up next.
Well, hello to everybody. I feel like I'm the grandma here because I've been here for 3 years also. about 3.5 years now. I started from Facebook ad, and I went and showed my husband. I said, "Oh my God, Tom, here's 5 days of painting for $15. I'm going to try it," because I used to paint and then I quit because I had kids, and Chrissy, you know how much time your kids take, and I only have 2 boys, and so I just gave it up forever, and then I retired at some point, and this has been a lifesaver to me because my husband is bedbound, homebound, and I'm his caretaker. And in the last year, I have torn my rotator cuff 3 times, and I am having surgery again on Tuesday. And it just seems like this is my peace that I find that keeps me going in everything else. When everything else seems to be going wrong.
Mhm.
Well, I'm so sorry you're going through all of that, first of all, but I am glad that you have found this and it's able to bring you that peace. And this is what I love to get to share with other women who are watching. I think a lot of people, when they think about like doing a workshop with me or hearing about the membership and like how you can continue, they think it's just about painting.
Right.
And learning those skills. And I think it's about, if you've been with me any length of time at all, you know that I think it's about a whole lot more than just painting.
Definitely.
And it's so healing, and it helps with anxiety. And like you said, just sometimes life and the bad days, and it can be our healthy escape to pour ourselves into something that brings so much joy. So thank you for sharing that too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Alicia's trying to get back on again. We're going to see if we can get her on video here. Give her just a second. So it sounds like for this group, we're around, you guys have been members for over 2 years now, right? Around 2.5, I think it seems like. Mary, you may be in here the longest, close to 3. So what would you guys say as being members that are in this for as long as you guys have been? What is it about Tribe? Why do you like being a Tribe sister? Why are you still a member? There are a couple of you who do it as a business as well. And so I think some people may think, well, why would I need Tribe if I already know how to paint? So I'll just kind of, we'll just kind of go in circle again. And Dina, I'll kind of let you share your thoughts on that.
Yeah. What do I love about Tribe is about a million different things, but I can't imagine not being in this group now. So hopefully you don't ever shut it down, because I don't know what I would do. But it's community. It's, it's encouragement. It's, your mass library of paintings that we can use for ourselves, but also to make money. And it's been awesome. I jump started from your Branson retreat straight into, I literally came home and started doing paint parties after that. I just knew that that's what I had to do. And it's been going really well for me. So, but I started painting just for myself, playing around back in 2015. And, I like going back and looking at some of those paintings versus now. It's fun to have those comparisons,
Sure.
But you literally have taught me how to paint. So it's just been, beneficial in a million different ways. So
that's so awesome. I love hearing that about your paint party business too. That's so exciting. And I just happened to notice, because I was on Facebook, that you changed your profile picture with all your porch leaners that you're doing right now that are so cute. Yeah. So yeah. Are you selling those in a market, or doing paint parties for them, or both?
Both. I was just in my first vendor market. It was a very big learning experience for me. I don't know if I'll keep doing that or not, because it was a tremendous amount of work to prepare, to have enough things to put in a booth. But I do porch leaner parties and door hanger parties, as well as canvases and cups and wine glasses and all of the things. So
fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. I absolutely love it.
That's so cool. And so, yeah, for those of you watching, one of the perks of being a Tribe Sister is that I do actually give you painting rights to all of my designs. And there are over 185 designs to choose from. When you become a Tribe Sister, you get instant access to all of those. And that spans the length of time that we've been a membership. So we're going on 6 years, which is still crazy. Like, I have now taught online longer than I taught in person. So that is so crazy to me. But yeah, as being a Tribe Sister, you are allowed to take those designs and teach them at in-person paint parties. You are allowed to sell the original pieces that you paint in booths or stores. You can sell them online. So you have lots of ways that you can make money with the art that we make in here. And this is my favorite time of year for that. Almost everything that I do inside of Tribe for the end of the third and the fourth quarter is all geared towards, can you do this at paint parties and make money with it? Can you sell these? Can you give them as Christmas gifts? Like, it is just, fourth quarter is just that magical time of year for creatives where we get to do all the fun stuff. So Lori, what about you? What do you love about being a Tribe Sister?
That's kind of like picking your favorite painting or picking your favorite child. Like Dina said, it's everything about it. I mean, you have an incredible teaching style that really connects with people. I know it connects with me. And you just have a fun painting style. And so I really enjoy what we paint in Tribe. I love the devotions because I just feel like they have really helped me along on my faith journey. It's all just such a blessing. I sometimes I think my husband is ready to like stuff a sock in my mouth. But it's a great creative outlet. It's a wonderful hobby. It is really helping me be a lifelong learner because I really truly try every time to get a little better and figure out how to, things that have been tricky. I really am always trying to figure out, okay, what is it? What am I missing? And then, the other part of that is, so, we're all humans and we all have lives, right? And so when you can't paint, because you can't always paint because of life, you still have this amazing supportive community of women. So when you post what you've painted, they are going to cheer you on. And when, like I said, when you can't, you're not able to paint, you can still go on and cheer other people on and spread the joy. And I think for myself, what I have found is when I paint for fun, like when I just focus on having fun with it, I have way better results than if I am really working hard for a final product. So it's I don't know, probably this was a really long way of saying it's the joy of it all.
Yeah, I love that though. And so many things that you said are so true. One, the painting part, like when you're painting, if you're like the perfectionist inside of you is trying to steal the joy from you because that perfectionist is over here saying, no, it has to be this exact way. And if it's not, then it's terrible and you might as well throw it away, which we all know. And we talk about this in group all the time. That's all lies. But if instead you get lost in, I always say, get lost in the brush strokes, like get lost in the movement of it, but you truly can. And that's when the joy comes in. That's where the fun comes in. And I'll tell you this too, that's also going to be your best paintings, because I believe like the paintings that you have the most fun with are going to be the ones that you love the most. I think they're going to be the ones that look the best because there was joy in creating them instead of, whatever. But the other thing you said too, just as a member who's been in for as long as you have, Lori's taken my master class with me as well on creating originals, which is a whole separate thing. But she's always wanting to learn more. And we just did our first critique inside the inner tribe today. And Lori was one of those that was critiqued as well. And I know that word can be scary to a lot of people. When you hear the word critique, it's like, that sounds like serious and stuffy and scary, like real art school. But I think this is a new feature that I added to Tribe this month that we'll be doing every single month for members. But when you do go to art school, it's a fundamental part of learning how to become a better creative in any realm. And it's just a place for students and for other Tribe sisters to submit their artwork. And then if they're struggling with an area or struggling with something in the painting, they can ask for my feedback. And then I then take their image and then show them techniques and different things that they can change.
It was incredibly helpful. It was incredibly helpful today.
Good. I'm glad. And she's struggling with her sunflowers. Anyone else out there struggle with sunflowers?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, we talk about that. And I mean, it's really, I love it because I'm not a professional teacher, but as a teacher in this group, it's one of my favorite ways to teach, because it's not me just teaching a step-by-step tutorial, but it's me being able to talk to you one-on-one from student to teacher. But even for those Tribe sisters whose paintings are picked, or if they didn't submit one, you learn so much from each person's critique on their artwork, and like the advice that I would give them on how to move forward, then you can apply that to yourself and your artwork. So I'm really excited about it. And I'm proud of you for sharing. It can be scary to submit something for something like that, but
Well, yes and no, not in this group, because there's such a level of trust in this group. And I should use the word community. There is such a level of trust, and you promote such positivity that it wasn't scary to turn it in and wonder, okay, what is she going to say?
yeah,
I knew you weren't going to be mean.
I will not be mean. But yes, I mean, we, it is a community, but it's, we have a private Facebook group where, all these things happen, the teachings happen and the critiques and that kind of stuff. But it's a high level of encouragement in here, not just from me, but fellow Tribe sisters. And I'm very protective of our group, and we don't allow any negativity or drama at all. You will never find that inside of Tribe. My goal is for, just like Lori said, even when you can't paint, for it to be a safe and fun place for you to go and see what your other Tribe sisters are working on, and to get inspired for when you can paint again. You're getting excited about what you're going to paint next. So it's just fun to be in that kind of group environment where everyone shares the same love for painting with you. And so, it's just like a big girls group where we all get to, geek out about painting.
Yep.
All right, Vicki, I'll go to you next.
Okay. Well, I guess if I think of when I first joined, I thought I was kind of doing this as a business decision to give me more ideas, because I was doing a lot of paint parties. I've kind of moved out of doing as many paint parties as I used to, but all the ideas, because I love your paintings and I love your style and I love your style of teaching, and you are definitely a professional teacher, whether you call yourself that or not, you definitely are. So I thought it was a business decision, but it became a whole lot more, because I found myself, I don't know why I'm going to tear up. Maybe it's because I've been dealing with teenagers all day, but maybe it's just me. But it is definitely a safe place, and it is a place where you get encouragement, even on days where you feel you're lacking or where you're feeling like maybe you haven't done the best. There's always somebody to give a kind word. And, no matter how long you've been painting, you have those days.
Absolutely.
You have those days where you feel like it's just not working out for me. You're in that messy middle, or even at the end, and you want to just scratch it and start over. But there are always people here to say, hey, I love the way you did this, or I love the way you did that. So such an encouragement to me. such an encouragement. Also a place where my life sometimes gets out of control. I have a lot going on as a pastor's wife and a teacher, and I'm teaching some homeschool groups too, and just a lot going on. And so I can't be in there painting as much as I want to. But like you said, it is so great to just pop on and see what everybody is doing. And, just to look at everything, to maybe make comments, to put likes and loves and all of that on there for others. And just to get that just feeling of community again, like you guys were already talking about. There was something else I wanted to say, and I can't remember it, but maybe I'll remember it in a minute. But
well, I wanted to actually bring up too that Vicki has actually also taught inside of Tribe. So Vicki she was the first one to do it inside the group, and everyone oohed and awed because we were so excited about what she was doing, which this is why you love these groups like this, because the inspiration. But she was taking some of my paintings that I had taught inside of Tribe and painting them on canvas tote bags. And they were so cute. And then, of course, all the questions came. Christy, what do we use for this? And I was like, I don't know. Let's ask Vicki. Because I hadn't done it before. And so I actually had Vicki come on and teach her techniques with painting on tote bags. And it has become a full thing. We have Tribe Sisters painting on tote bags all the time now. So I'll let you share a little bit about that, because it's been such a huge thing.
I was so humbled that you would even allow me to do that. It was an incredible experience and really, really good for me to practice. I teach in a classroom all the time, and I have no trouble being in front of kids and answering questions and going through all that. But doing it online is a little bit different, and trying to keep up with the chat and all that's going on. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how Christy does that, because that's a little bit stressful. But it was an incredible experience. And just to be able to do that. And I think your designs and your encouragement to think outside the box has led me to take my art in a lot of different places and on a lot of different surfaces, and to try a lot of different things that maybe stray away from just a canvas or just a wooden panel or whatever, and to expand that. So that's how somebody somewhere did a bag in another group I'm in or something, but I was like, Christy's designs would be great. And there are about 5 of them. I still have more I'm going to put on bags, because there are about 5 more that I think would look really good on a bag. But yeah, I really appreciate that experience, and it was incredible for me.
Yeah, I love that you were able to do that. And I know the women loved it so much. And again, just like you were saying, it can be a little nerve-wracking teaching online and learning. It's all a lot. And you guys know, still 6 years in today, I had technical difficulties, and this stuff happens. But there's no one mean on there being like, hurry up, everyone's like, it's fine, it'll all be okay. But I think it's also so encouraging for other Tribe Sisters to see one of their own, like, oh my gosh, like she's now teaching inside of here, and to just see what the possibilities are. I think it's so fun to hear like what you and Dina both doing, all the different things that you paint on, because I love thinking outside of the box and thinking about different ways we can use art to spread joy and happiness. We send happy mail throughout the year as Tribe Sisters, and basically what that means is the ladies will paint like little watercolor postcards, or you guys have even done that on different surfaces, and we send them to different Tribe Sisters, because who doesn't like to get a happy piece of art in the mail from someone? So anyways, thank you so much for doing that and sharing your ideas so graciously with the entire group too, because it's just been fun to see all the things that have come from that. What about you, Mary? What's your favorite part?
I'd have to say, thinking on it, I love all the paintings. Just, everything seems to just be, but I'm kind of like Lori said, and, not having time all the time to just sit down. I said, this 3:00 time that you set is one of the most difficult times of the day for me, because I pick up my grandkids every afternoon. And so I'm like waiting till the last second, and I'll be scooting out of here pretty soon to go pick them up. But I love the challenges. when you do challenges, that just really seems to stretch me. And I do so much more growing during that time. And then also you said the happy mail. I love the happy mail and being able to do, in fact, told somebody the other day, I need to get 5 little somethings done up real fast because I know they're going to do happy mail soon. And I may not be painting for the next month. And so I said, I want to get those ready so I can have them to get out, because not only do I love sending them, but I certainly love receiving them. It's amazing.
That's so awesome. And the challenges are fun. Another part of what I feel like you guys are just hitting all the highlights here. But challenges are another thing that we do inside of Tribe throughout the year. And they're just fun. Megan is my community manager, and Megan and I brainstorm and come up with fun ideas to basically get women to stretch themselves, push out of their comfort zone, go back and maybe do a painting they've never done before. And then there are prizes at the end. And we just got done doing a long summer one, and I'm still sorting through. I think this was our longest one we've done in a while, but it was an 8-week challenge. So it was really meant for like the summer to keep you in your creative mode. And the submissions and the amount of growth that we saw is like, I'm really having to go through a lot of paintings and submissions to go through and pick our winners. But it's so exciting to see all the growth that happens in there too. And there's always fun, happy surprises at the end of that as well. What other questions did I have for you guys? How about this one? How have you guys grown as an artist since joining Tribe? I know some of you already had some experience. So Dina and Vicky, you guys both already painted a little bit, or Dina, was it all like you painted? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I literally was just pulling up Pinterest pictures and like just practicing. I had an itch for getting creative most of my life, but I hadn't ever really took a paintbrush to canvas before. I used to paint furniture for a living too, but that's hard on the old body. But the way I feel like I've grown so much with Tribe is learning how to get loose with it and not have that perfectionist mentality, thinking that it has to be done a particular way. That's been the biggest challenge and the biggest success for me being in this group. It's been really, really beneficial in that way. Yeah.
I love that. What about the rest of you?
I'm working on being loose. I'm a recovering type A. Yeah. I have grown a ton in my confidence. When I started, it really, I was that person who was like, oh my gosh, she said we have to use mermaid tail color. I don't have mermaid tail. I can't find mermaid tail. I can't paint it without mermaid tail. I don't stress like that anymore. Now I've got all these bottles of paint, and I have probably just a handful of them now that I use. And
right.
She's converted me to be a color mixer. And, do I just like let loose and no, that's still hard because I'm still learning so much, but I feel comfortable kind of making my own changes or decisions now that I absolutely couldn't have 2 years ago, because 2 years ago, if she said, make the leaf like this, I was making the leaf like this, and now I'm like, yeah. Okay, fine. I'm comfortable with that. I know how I want it placed, and so I have gained so much confidence. I know I still have so much more to learn, and I'm excited to see, where we're going to go. And I'm a little like Dina, I already have found myself thinking a few times, she can't retire.
Well, let's all say a prayer. Nothing ever happens to my hands or my eyes, and I can keep doing it.
Well, you are always so full of joy when you do it. When you teach, you can hear the joy in your voice. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. I just get like, I'm still like, and I feel like in our group, that's where I'm allowed to be like dorky excited. And you will hear it like, because I teach live with them. When I do something that I think is really pretty in a paint, like I'll literally probably scream or like yelp when I get excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And I just get excited about paint because I think it's like magical that we get to just start with a blank surface and then create whatever we want to. And sometimes it's just so fun to see, to see what happens there. What about, Mary? I know you said you had to go sooner
Yeah.
because of the grandkids. So was before you go, was there? Oh,
There I am. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm trying to hold this stupid phone and make it work for me, and it's not working, but that's okay.
I just wanted to give you a chance to share if there was anything else you wanted to share with maybe ladies watching before you had to jump off, if they're on the fence or they're wondering whether Tribe is right for them, if you had any piece of advice for them.
Just trust yourself, be able to give yourself grace, and I mean, this has been a life changer for me because I don't know where I would be today if I hadn't found this. And it's just, it is, on a good day, I'm really good. And on my bad days, I'm still good because I have something that I can turn to that gives me confidence and gives me a feeling of accomplishment no matter what my day is going like, And I don't mean to get teary-eyed here either, but this has been a special place for me, and I appreciate everything that you've done to make it that way.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. And I love that because I don't think you're the only one that feels that way. And when I say it's about a whole lot more than painting, this is what I mean. Like, as women, we do so much, and I say it all the time, but we put everyone else ahead of us, and then we go to the bottom of the list.
That's right.
And I think it's important for everyone who is watching this right now to know that it is important. Not only do you deserve it, and you should take time for yourself, and if you want to learn how to paint, like, now is the time. Like, what are you waiting for? Because if you keep putting it off, it'll never happen, right?
Right. That's right. And I lived like that for 30 years, where I didn't do any painting at all. So it's, yeah.
And once you do, then you realize like how it can bring you joy, or it can be your peace, and how much then that overflows into the rest of your life. And when we do take time for ourselves and to do something for ourselves that builds our confidence, that makes us feel good about ourselves. And I mean, now I'm going to get teary-eyed, but like, it's one of the most gratifying and my favorite things as being a teacher is to watch the transformation of you guys and to see the growth that people are making and to see the joy that it brings them to be able to do that. So thank you for sharing that with us, Mary.
Oh, you bet. And I'm going to have to go because they're out of school now, 10 minutes already, and I've got to get there.
Where are you? Thank you so much for taking time out of your day and being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me back because I know I missed it last week. So thank you.
Oh, you're fine. Thank
All
you.
right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye. All right. And then, Vicki, I didn't give you a chance to answer that question about how you feel like you've grown as an artist since joining.
I feel like I've grown a good bit, especially, like I said before, trying to get loose with my painting, and also just having the confidence to do my own thing sometimes, and not. I am a really good rule follower and a really good video follower, and you show me something, I can copy it. I can copy it all day long, but getting myself to the next level where I trust myself enough to paint my own thing or to maybe take a different interpretation, I've always been a little bit afraid of that. And I've been painting for a long time. Back in the days of one stroke painting, I was an instructor for that, and I did all of that. I did faux finishing and all these different little things, but I never considered myself an artist. I just considered myself somebody who liked to paint. And now I consider myself an artist.
I love that. Yes.
And I think it's because you have helped to give me confidence, and you have helped to, your lessons are you're very good about having us, put our own spin on things, or not be afraid to try a different brush stroke, or even as you're teaching your own brush strokes, there are options, there are ways we can change, and you have lessons where you teach how to create a painting from a photograph, and all of the things that are in the vault that are helpful like that. All of that has helped me, even as somebody who's painted a long time. It's just been really, really good.
I love that. I think, something all of us have kind of touched on too. And I mean, you guys know I'm the same way. I don't think we ever quit learning. Like, I love that, Lori, when you said, like, I'm a lifelong learner. And I think I love to be like, I love learning new art styles, new techniques. So I'm always playing and exploring. And in fact, those of you who were here at the in-person, remember that iridescent medium that I had used in my big bold blooms. It's in my front lobby. And so everyone was asking about this medium that I used, and we found it and we looked it up. I think it was from Michael's or Hobby Lobby, one of them, and I don't make it anymore. So I went and it had like pieces of iridescent, like chopped up, like cellophane is what it looked like, mixed into a clear medium. And it made this really cool look on one of my paintings. So they don't make it anymore. So I bought a bunch of stuff off Amazon last week after you guys all left, and have started putting together my own mixtures to make my own and show you guys how to do that as well. So, and then this week yesterday I taught how to start a painting with modeling paste, no color, no paint. And again, a whole different way how to paint. And I did it with my friend Cindy, who owns Art Shattered, and she teaches glass art. But when we were together at the beach last month, she sat down and did it with us. And then we did resin over top of it and did extra things. But I was like, I just love playing with modeling paste. Like, I want to do this in the group. I want to show them how they can just make it like a 3D like painting with modeling paste. So I don't teach just one way. I guess that was my point in saying I don't teach, like, there are lots of artists out there or people you can follow on YouTube, and they will teach you one style of painting. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That's great. But my brain gets bored with things way too easily. So I'm always like, what can I do different? What do I want to play with? What do I want to add? And so that's kind of how I teach too. And it's always exploring and playing and trying new things. And so I bring all of that inside of Tribe too, and teach very basic acrylic. We teach palette knife painting, impasto style painting with thick, thick acrylic painting, and then even mixed media and watercolor. So you'll learn lots of different things. And my other hope is, for those of you that are my students, is that the more you play with all those different styles, you're going to find what you're most drawn to, right? Like, you guys probably all have a favorite, or maybe you're still like me and you just bounce from one thing to the other.
Bounce.
Yes. Because that's our creative brain. It's like, I don't want to just do one thing.
Yes. You've converted me. You have converted me.
And you used to be terrified of the palette knife, right?
I absolutely was, but that's why I worked on it during the challenge, and I got over my fear, and it's fun. And there are a lot of people in Tribe. So I think one thing that's important for people to know is people are all over the spectrum in terms of where they are on the learning curve. Mm-hmm. Some people are brand new, just beginning, and there are people that have been painting for 30, 40 years. Mm-hmm. And you're going to see all kinds of things, but it's one of the beauties, I think, people post, and I learn from looking at what other people post, like, okay, so how did she do that? Like, how did she angle that? Whatever. So we learn from each other, as well as learning from Christy. it just, I don't know, it's special. It's special. But if you're thinking that you're interested, but you're thinking, oh my gosh, but I'm such a newbie, I can't do that. Yes, you can. I was that person who had never picked up a paintbrush, and I am having the time of my life.
Yeah.
So,
and who knew, right? Who knew one workshop would be you having your own little creative space there, and now you're painting all the time.
Oh yeah, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. It just keeps creeping across the room.
I love it. Well,
it's fun.
Is there anything else you guys want to share with some of the women that are watching? Any last words for people who might be on the fence, or one of the things that we hear, and I did want to address this, was what if they don't have enough time? And I know some of you have just had, like Vicki, you just had a busy season. I know Lori had one with caretaking. And I want to make sure that people know it's not something they have to keep up with, right?
Yeah.
Like, kind of talk about that a little bit more, how you guys use Tribe, or I guess still see the value in Tribe when you can't always do the new lessons with me each month, whatever that may be.
I think, knowing that it's always there, that I have the vault I can go to, I can look for inspiration, is huge for me. It is definitely a value. And in fact, my husband and I talk about it when we look at the budget all the time between, I'm in now just one other membership, but I needed to pare down. And I was like, nope, not leaving Christie's, not leaving that one. Nope. That is my joy, my place, that I feel like I am benefiting from for me. And it's not, I don't feel rushed or pushed or in any way. I feel encouraged and I feel motivated, but not pushed. And I wanted to just say real quick, if anybody is on the fence about it financially, it is a value. And it is something that I have really seen to be a value for me. And at first I was a little bit, concerned, because I tend to like, oh, this is cool. I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. I'm just, get in too much. But it's a value. It really is. What you get, the amount of things that you get for the money that we pay each month or each year, however you choose to do it, it is so worth it. Mm-hmm. And I have even found, like, your designs are timely, they're really good, and they will sell, and maybe if you're brand new, you might have to get some experience first. I don't know. But like the last, the pumpkin porch leaners, when I painted my two, I put them on Facebook at midnight on a Saturday night. I was tired, but I was like, I'm going to put those on there because I'm trying to clear out every surface in my house before I buy any more. So, so I was like, I'm going to sell some stuff and then I can buy more. But so I put them on Facebook at midnight. By 8:00 the next morning, both of them had sold.
Woohoo!
Wow. If you were worried about the money, you can make enough money to pay for it. You really
absolutely
can.
Yeah. And I think that's so important for people, because time and money, right? Those are the number 1 and 2 reasons why people say no to things. I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough money. And I think time is relative. You guys have heard me talk about this before. We have time for what we make time for. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It doesn't mean, like, I don't get to live in my art studio and paint all day long, even though that's what I wish I could do. But when you decide, and I'm big on this, like, mark it in your calendar and make a date for yourself, because if you don't, that time is gone and it'll go to something else. Mm-hmm. But with the money aspect, like, literally, there are so many women in the group who, Pauline, I always bring up, Miss Pauline's been with us, and she's, I don't want to tell her age, because I don't want to get it wrong, but she's older, she's retired, she was on a limited income, and she was worried about the $47 a month. And she cut a couple things out of her budget, and now she's selling her pieces. She is freaking teaching paint parties on the side now too. She just did one with the porch leaners last week. And you can pay for your membership just by doing the work and then sharing it on Facebook, and then a friend of a friend, or whoever. And it's just so fun to see all the different ways that you guys are making money with the artwork that you're doing too. Fun, fun, fun. All right. Any last words from anyone else before we hop off here?
I would say if you join Tribe, you will not be sorry that you did.
We are ready to welcome you. We are ready with open arms. I don't think there's another community quite like ours online. And I just love that we are able to create that, inside our Facebook group. We also do some Zoom paint parties. Every month, if you do want to, have an opportunity like this to see faces and paint with some of the other ladies in the group, there's just so many different ways that you can use Tribe without doing all the things. But I think the most important thing I want to say is you can use it for what you love about it at that time or that season. And there may be different seasons in your life where it becomes a different thing, whether it be you're an encourager or whether you're busy in your painting season or you're using it in your art business. There are just so many ways that we can keep making painting and art a part of our daily lives. Well, thank you guys so much for being here and for hanging out with me for the last 45 minutes and for being a Tribe sister for so many years. And I look forward to our next meetup, if not in person, online, when we get to see each other again.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, everybody. If you have any more questions, we will drop the link below. But Tribe is open right now, and we only open to the public once per year. So this is it. Doors close on Friday, October 4th. I think I'm getting those dates right, but whatever the first Friday of October is, I don't have a calendar in front of me right now. Doors close, and we will not open again until 2025. So thank you guys so much for being here today and for sharing your stories with us. Bye.